Is it filming?
Yeah. Oh wait, is it? I have the intro.
Tori, the water ruins the vibes of our drinks. That's awkward.
Oh, this is good.
I know, a lot of cranberry juice.
Amazing.
Okay.
Always takes me so long. I hate intros and ending it. Okay, ready? Hi guys, my name is Tori. Welcome back to another video. So today I'm here with my best friend Quincy, who is making her second debut on this channel. This is her second time. We did a video like over a year ago. It was summer of 2019.
I'm trying to think of what I was reading.
Oh my god, wait.
I think it was Sarah.
No, it was Lord of Shadows.
Darkness.
Yeah. And we did a little bookstore vlog. But I'm with her every day, so it's really weird that she hasn't been in another one of my videos. So today, this is actually Quincy's idea to do, well, what is it called? Because you just wrote down book tag.
It's the Guilty Reader's book tag.
The Guilty Reader's book tag. And I'm thinking that this is going to cause some controversy, that's the word. Because she told me that there's some stuff, some questions, or some answers to the questions that she's never told me before. So, we'll see.
Well, our whole friendship is based around what was books.
Yeah, for the first year of our friendship, this is really bold to say, but I don't think we would have been friends if we didn't talk about books. Now we've have a friendship, but that's the foundation of our friendship is books.
So this is life and death.
Yeah, so, and I read the questions before, and I was reading them, and I was my answers are going to be so boring because I don't lie about anything. You do, though.
See, I read it and I started laughing.
I feel to preface this, we should say that she's a Slytherin and I'm a Hufflepuff, and I think it makes sense for our answers. So.
Okay, my first.
Yeah, just say question.
Question 1. Have you ever regifted a book?
I know you have.
I haven't. Mallory
regifted
a book and gave it to me, and you told me right after.
I don't think I've ever regifted a book.
I haven't. After
No.
that traumatic experience.
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
So that doesn't count. So no, I haven't ever regifted a book. They're my babies, so why would I?
Okay, next.
2, have you ever said you've read a book when you haven't?
I have multiple times.
I don't.
I can't count on 2 hands how many times I've done that.
Why?
Because I have a superiority complex.
Okay.
And then when someone's oh, have you read this? I instantly am yes. Yes, I have.
No, all of my friends, my best friend used to tell me when we were in 5th grade or middle school, she'd be yeah, I've read Harry Potter multiple times because I'm a huge Harry Potter person, Taylor. And she's never read Harry Potter.
I've never finished them. I don't think. Not all the way through. But we'll get to that later in the questions.
It's not the big thing.
One of them, yeah. A lot of them have to do with Harry Potter, actually.
Oh my gosh. Okay. It's fine.
But East of Eden was a big one.
I don't know
By
what
John
that is.
Steinbeck. I'm 50 pages in. It's a 600-page book. And I was this shit's horrible. So then I just tell everyone I read it, and then I go, I hate it.
But
It's
why?
an awful book. Don't read it.
No, this is what I don't get. Why?
There's
What's so wrong? I know you have a superiority complex, but what's so wrong about saying you haven't read a book yet and being oh, I will.
There's scholarly clout.
Okay.
And then especially
Could it
someone
be?
who's smarter than me says oh, have you read this? I'm yeah.
You're such a
And
Slytherin.
what about?
So you want to be smarter than them?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's a bad thing though because I tell everyone I go East of Eden is a terrible book. East of Eden is yeah, I read the Wikipedia pages, I'm not dumb. Or the Spark Notes, so I make sure I'm not behind. But I just tell everyone not to read East of Eden even though I've never finished it because the first 50 pages are
That's
boring.
horrible.
I'm
It could be
no.
someone's favorite book.
I do that with Lord of the Rings too. I read I think 20
I haven't read
pages,
Lord of the Rings.
20 of the first pages of The Hobbit. I told Jonathan,
Every time.
I said don't read Lord of the Rings, it's horrible.
Every time I've been wanting to read The Hobbit, you're don't read it.
It's awful.
It's awful. Quincy, you've only read 20 pages.
It's so boring. Give it a go. Have fun with that. I think I'm saving
Literally
people.
It's just awful. Okay. Question 3.
Have you ever borrowed a book and not returned it?
Yeah, so my first ever copy of Percy Jackson is like my most special copy, and it's the movie edition of The Lightning Thief, which is just not cute at all. And I borrowed it from my 6th grade teacher. Never returned it, and now it's like a treasured book in my bookshelf.
Yeah.
But it has like the little like book, you know how like
The
schools
school library?
have the library?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has that on it and everything. And it's not cute, like it's not a good copy, but I love it, so.
I stole The World is Flat from Mr. Scribner. I never read it, but I still have it. Dad, we're filming. That's just so disrespectful. I stole The World is Flat by Mr. Scribner. I never read it. I stole A Handmaid's Tale from Dr. Corton. I read that and I kept it. And I paid a 30-cent library fee for it. So
Because you
technically,
never returned it?
Yeah, but so technically I didn't steal it. I
So
ended up
technically
paying
you bought
for
it, yeah.
And I stole the variant from Jonathan when we did a book swap.
Yeah, and you had it for years.
Yeah, for,
Jonathan,
like-
hold on, Jonathan's her boyfriend. She like has mentioned him twice.
But like we were juniors in high school, and now I'm a sophomore. And just this past summer, I sold it. I didn't sell it. I exchanged it to Bookman's
Was
to
that
get me
before you
books.
guys dated?
Yeah, it was like a couple weeks before we started dating. And he's like in my room. He goes, "Oh my God, do you have Variant? Like, do you have that book I gave you?" And I go, "Oh no,
Were you honest?
Yeah, I was like, "Oh yeah, I exchanged that." And he's like, I was like, "It was."
Wasn't that one of his favorite books?
Yeah, I was like, "It's a terrible book." I read like it was so bad. It was like Scholastic, and it had like double spaced. I was like, that book was really bad.
Was he upset?
No, he just left me. He goes, "Yeah, it probably wasn't that great of a book."
You're awful.
I think if I told him that junior year, he would have gotten really upset.
Yeah, probably.
It was a really bad book.
This is just like proving how much of a Slytherin you are. Ready for question 4?
Yeah.
Have you ever read a series out of order? No, and I will never.
I think the way I read Throne of Glass counts because I never read
Oh wait,
Assassin's Blade.
same. Oh no. Okay, so if you haven't read Throne of Glass, this is how it works. It's Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, then like the rest of the series. And the Assassin's Blade is the prologue, but it came out after Throne of Glass. So the way I read it was Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, and then I think Assassin's Blade and then Heir of Fire. And you never read Assassin's Blade.
No.
She refuses to.
I haven't, but I've just heard about. Well, I'm not gonna say anything, but like since I've already read them all, I feel like going back to that place where she
her past,
past,
the prologue.
it'll just make things worse.
Yeah, I'm like glad I read it.
I wish I read it first.
It was so good, and it's also important for the rest of the series. So if you're thinking about reading Throne of Glass series, I would recommend reading Assassin's Blade first, and then
Yeah, because you had to catch me up on some of the characters, like
and the Kingdom of Ash, like characters come back from Throne of Glass. So I'm glad I read it, but like it's also not like essential. So yeah, I guess that counts.
And you read Mortal Instruments out of order.
I did read Mortal. Well, okay.
Technically.
There's like different ways you can read Mortal Instruments. You can read it. I read it the first 3 books of Mortal Instruments, then Infernal Devices, and then the rest of them.
That doesn't work.
It totally does. And I didn't get spoiled. Well, no, I did get spoiled. Anyways.
Exactly.
So I guess I have, but like.
Yeah, that's definitely out of order.
Some of my friends have read Harry Potter out of order, and
That's what I was about to say.
makes no sense. Have you?
Yeah. Because I saw the movies. And like I started reading the first book and I didn't like it. I thought it was really boring. But then I really liked Order of the Phoenix. That's still my favorite movie.
So you went and read Order of the Phoenix?
So I read Order of the Phoenix first, and then I ended up finishing the rest.
Finishing.
I think I definitely skimmed the second book. I don't remember any of it. I don't even remember the second movie. I mean, that's the worst one.
I'm just ashamed.
The second book is the worst one.
Okay, well,
It
hot
is.
take.
It's not good. Have you ever spoiled a book for someone?
Yeah, for you multiple times.
Yeah, the big one was Throne of Glass. But I like spoil.
No, I didn't.
Yes,
'Cause
you did.
I was with you when you read Aelin. I have a video of you finishing.
You told me about Reason.
Yeah, that was an essential though, because you were like, I love Tamlin, and I was like,
with him.
Yeah, no, I spoiled.
Oh, and you told me about.
I did?
Yeah.
I'm really sorry. I also just told you about Six of Crows. She's currently reading that.
Yes.
But
I like spoilers,
I like
though.
spoilers too. Sometimes. I got spoiled. If you haven't read Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, just like don't watch this part. I got spoiled for Fred Weasley's death.
That's
and
so sad.
And Dumbledore's and Sirius's.
Who told you?
Well, I saw all the movies before I read the books.
So true.
And we saw them like every day. I watched a movie for a week straight because the Half-Blood Prince was coming out in the theaters.
Oh.
And so we were like watching them like leading up to it. And so like my childhood friend told me about Sirius and then told me about Dumbledore. And then in elementary school, this girl, I literally just get so angry about this. She read Deathly Hallows first. Like, how? She told me on the playground about Fred Weasley. Or being like, no, I had no idea who he was.
That's
Anyways.
disgusting. Oh, I got spoiled for Divergent.
This one. Wait, you did?
Yes, Izzy Hurdle told me on my birthday. Well, no, that's not how it happened. I looked it up. Because what happens is that I get really... So I spoiled myself.
Wait, hold on. Okay, finish. I have a story, though.
I got really into it, and I finished Divergent in like a day. I was in middle school, and then my mom bought me both from Target, and she comes home and gives them to me, and I'm like, I am so in love with these characters, I must know if they end up together. So I read The End of the Legion, and I was like, it couldn't be. So then I looked it up on Wikipedia, and it confirmed what I thought, and I ran to the park and was like, Izzy, is it true? And she was like,
we ran to the park.
That one.
The trauma that she has from Divergent.
That's why I like spoilers.
Two stories. One, we went on vacation together in June, and I was reading Divergent, and she spoiled me for like all of it.
It's a well-known fact.
We didn't talk. We got in a fight about it. We didn't talk for an entire night. I didn't talk to her for a night. I knew about the big one, but I didn't know about all of that, so it was really traumatic for me. And then when so the day Kingdom of Ash came out, if you can't tell, we're huge Sarah fans. We went to the bookstore, we skipped school. Well, they skipped school. I was in college, so I had to go to my first class, and then we went to the bookstore, like right when it opened, and to get Kingdom of Ash, and like, the attachment that we have to these characters probably isn't healthy.
Well, it was like Empire of Storms and...
Stop! I have to get that part out! Empire of Storms, the ending was just
not
traumatic. So this one, she wanted to know what happened at the end of the Kingdom of Ash because she was like, I'm not reading it if, like, my favorites die. So she went to the next aisle at Barnes & Noble and read it. And then came back and told us!
I didn't regret it.
I don't know if
Except for I didn't spoil that one part because I didn't know that was going to happen. That was a shock. Yeah.
Oh, ugh.
That was a shock.
Okay.
Technically, at the end of Infernal Devices, it's all okay.
Stop.
And then you finish and you're like, it's not okay. I never read the epilogue of Infernal Devices.
Wait, are you serious?
No, I'm serious.
You haven't read it?
I started sobbing,
Hold on, you and I
didn't
have
finish
talked
it.
about it like multiple times.
No, I did research on it, but I never read it.
I just don't. I think this is going to cause a rift.
I never read it, so I was like, oh no, I'm not going to do that to myself. I have trauma.
Like, I get it, but also, like, I just have trust issues with you now. Question 7.
Have you ever dog-eared a book?
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Yeah, I do too.
I like, not with my special books, but like with school books or poetry books, I do.
I like it when people like write in their books and
yeah, I
dog-ear
think
them.
it depends.
It's cool.
I would never write in like a Lady Midnight or like
Aftermath.
Sarah books.
My Aftermath, my original copy is like dog-eared and like written in and like, broken.
Yeah. And I like it that way, but like my special editions, like I wouldn't. But
well, my Kingdom of Ash, like my London one, I haven't even read that one. So
yeah,
like,
same.
That one I haven't.
Yeah. Question 8.
Have you ever told someone you own a book when you do?
What?
Have you ever told someone you own a book?
You don't own
You don't own a book when you do. Yeah.
Maybe?
Recently I did that.
What?
With the Hey You Give with Abby.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I don't have it. And she comes to my house and she goes, that's it, that's the collector's edition. I'm like, yeah, it's the collector's edition. Like, you can't touch it.
I'm sure I have, but like, I don't know why I would.
Oh, I tried to do it with Sean. because he was reading The Handmaid's Tale for school.
And he wanted to borrow yours?
And he wanted to borrow my copy, and I was like, oh yeah, I don't have it. And he was like, Quincy,
So
I've
funny
seen it
that
on
your copy is,
bookshelf.
you stole your own copy.
I know, but it means a lot to me, that book, and I knew he wasn't even gonna read it. He wasn't even gonna read it.
You don't own a book when you do?
Yeah. So I was like, oh yeah, I don't have it. And he was
Oh,
like,
no,
see,
yeah,
I saw
I'm
it on
sure
your
I've done
bookshelf. And I was like,
Like when people want to borrow your books and you're just like, oh, I don't have it.
yeah. I do that a lot.
Yeah, I've done that.
But I got caught that time. And he ended up borrowing it, and he didn't give it back to me for 6 months.
That was
So,
really
like,
hard for you.
You should lie. That's what I learned from that.
You should lie.
You should.
Is this question 10? 9.
8. Have you ever told someone you haven't read a book when you actually have? Yes.
No. Wait, you haven't read a book when you have?
Yeah,
No.
I have.
Why would I?
Wow. I feel like mine has a pretty solid reasoning.
What?
I read the entire 50 Shades of Grey series.
Oh, no. You read that and you read After. And she comes to me and tells me that she hasn't.
Yeah, but I lie to people about it all the time.
Yeah, well,
I'm like,
you should.
I would never.
Um,
Exactly, I said I have a good reasoning behind it. I was like, no, I've never. That's disgusting.
Wait, you haven't read a book when you have.
Go read some Virginia Woolf. I would never, but I did. I read them all, and I read them all within a day. And then the After series I read over Christmas break, and I finished that in a week. And those like, I think 6 books.
Yeah, because I was like, why aren't you reading the book that you were currently reading? Well, you were like, After is just really good. I was like, it's because her 15-year-old at the time sister was reading it. And that's just embarrassing.
Ashlyn and Elliot kept talking about it and like how good it was.
Okay.
So then I read them.
And were they worth the hype?
Books weren't. Books were terrible. Books were awful. That's why I lie about it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done that.
That's some Tumblr shit.
Okay, have you ever badmouthed a book?
No,
that
have you ever?
actually-
No, that's the
Oh.
last.
I'm so sorry.
Have you ever skipped a chapter or section of a book?
So, okay, my answer is so lame. You literally.
Are you gonna say no?
No, you're gonna hate me though. So, like, yes, but it was when I was rereading a book. I was rereading Order of the Phoenix, and I didn't. This is when I was like 13, maybe. I didn't want to read the scenes where Harry was like occlumency. How do you say it?
You're asking the wrong girl.
Occlumency. The scenes with Snape where he does the mind reading. I didn't want to read that because it seemed super like deep, and I was just looking to read the fun stuff. But I was 13, so ever since then I don't think I've ever done that.
I do it all the time.
I know you did that with Akamath.
I did that with
You did that with Akamath, and you were like, yeah, this was the first time she was reading it. You were like, I
Tori.
didn't do it.
You're gonna kill me. Just know that I eventually did read it all. I didn't read about 200 pages of ACOTAR.
You told me, so it's okay.
Yeah,
Akatar?
Yeah, ACOTAR.
The first one?
I read all the way through Akamath. ACOTAR is the one I didn't read all the way through. I'm just not interested in this. So I need to wet my whistle.
What? So the camera cut out and it's darker now, so we turned on some lights. But Quincy was talking about how she didn't read 200 pages of ACOTAR. The book's only about 400 pages.
No, I didn't read half of it for the first time, but I finished it.
Yeah, I'm
Eventually.
disappointed but not surprised. She's also told me this before, so it is what it is.
I skipped a little bit of Tower of Dawn, but I went back and read it.
Okay, you have to tell them why, though.
Oh, okay. So basically, all my friends finished
Tower of
the whole
Dawn.
series, like
Yeah.
front of glass, all the way through. By the time Kingdom of Ash came out, the day Kingdom of Ash came out, I was just starting Tower of Dawn. So I finished all of Tower of Dawn in the first day, so that way I could read Kingdom of Ash.
Yeah, she read, and Tower of Dawn's long. Bible pages, okay? The super thin
It's like
pages.
500, isn't it?
No, more. It's like 650 or something.
I don't believe I did that.
Okay, on to the next one. The last one, right?
Yeah. Have you ever bad-mouthed a book that you actually like?
No, why would I do that?
I have.
Why? I mean, I guess, like, I play devil's advocate, so if you tell me that you don't like a book, I'm gonna be like, why? And then if I can see your points, I'm like, okay, no, I can see them, but I still like it.
Well, I mean, if you ask me about normal people, I'll go, that book can perish. But in
Oh, well,
reality, that
yeah.
book's my lifeline.
Yeah.
But
But are you saying the book can perish as in, like, you didn't like it or it just ruined you? Because that's a different.
so true.
Yeah.
There are books that I just lie about liking.
I just don't understand it at all.
It's usually romance books because I don't like the idea that people think I like romance. Tori, I don't like to talk. I would never badmouth those books.
No, you just keep them a secret.
I just keep them a secret. There's like this book that has like a hot rod car on the front. It's like
I borrowed it. I have it from you. Reckless Love.
Yeah, that book is kind of embarrassing.
Why?
Because it's kind of cringy.
You literally told me you should read this.
I know, but you're different. If anyone else had asked, I would have been like,
yeah, so true.
Love? And what about it?
Couldn't be me.
Never. I would never read romance books.
Wait, romance books are so good.
I know, but I would never admit it. I don't know why. Because they have a stigma about like women reading romance books.
Something about saying, yeah, I read high fantasy just makes you feel like a badass.
I know.
Yeah.
Reading
No, but I'm in like my creative writing classes, and so when they ask me what I like to read, I always feel kind of just like awkward saying like YA high fantasy.
Yeah, there's like a weird
a stigma around the whole thing. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed, but all of these people are reading like classics, and I'm like.
Well, when I went to college, I had like Pride and Prejudice, Virginia Woolf, all of these like books.
Kingdom of Ash.
Kingdom of Ash. I was like,
Akamath.
And it's like the fact that like Virginia Woolf and Kingdom of Ash are on the same level to me. Like if I talked to a literature student, they'd be like,
no, but I am a literature student, and I am that way.
Like, oh.
But there is a stigma. It's weird. Oh my god, was he
talking Skittles?
No. Okay.
That's very cool. Winston is Tamlin, and Feyre's Skittles. And it's a war out there.
Her dog.
It's not going well.
The abuse.
My dad is Lucian. Doesn't do enough.
Yeah, and your mom is totally like Cassian or something. Leave her alone!
Leave her. Hey! Leave her alone.
So no, what was the question? Have
just
you
a bad enough the book you like. I do that with romance books a lot. Like Nicholas Sparks.
No,
books.
I just try to see both sides of it. Why are you saying you don't like it? And if I like it, then I'm gonna try and see both sides. But I'm not gonna be like.
There's like a, you know, when you hear a girl go, "Oh, I love Nicholas Sparks."
No.
And you're just like.
Well, no, I feel like we're past that now, but there definitely was like a tiny bit of a stigma,
There's
like
a judgment.
cliche.
Yeah.
If you read
like
romance
those aren't
books.
real books.
No, but they're like, I haven't read a Nicholas Sparks book, so I don't know. But romance books are so good.
I'm like, I'm in love.
And
is that so bad?
First of all, you are
not. Well, at the time.
Sorry, Jonathan. But
at the time, I was like, I just want to pretend.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
That's the
Women
hype.
should be able to read romance books. What the heck? Well, no. Okay, sorry. This is gonna be like a tiny rant, but feminism does not equal anti-romance.
Well, it does, but it doesn't.
It does not.
It does in like.
In society, but not in like real life.
Yeah.
I mean, in society, real life.
Okay. Wow. We've approached a different subject.
Okay.
No!
Elliot!
Why are you back?
Why is this?
Come
We're
here.
filming a video.
Oh.
Literally, when are you ever gonna be home?
Never. Yeah. I'm not hanging out with anyone.
Yay!
Hi, I'm Elliot.
This is Quincy's little sister, Elliot.
Hey, Dad. Are the burgers almost ready? Yeah, burgers. Wow, I really feel like. Oh my God, can we do like interviews? Like
Quincy's little sister, Elliot, has joined us for the end of the video. So that was that. I hope you enjoyed that little tag. Tags really aren't on YouTube anymore.
That's
It's like
lame.
BookTube. Yeah, it's like
my
a thing.
Instagram is.
Elliot, I'm gonna cut all of this out as a thing. Okay, thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're all having a great day. And we'll see you in the next one.
Why would they follow you, Elliot? You don't even read.
I'm entertained. Wait, this is about books?
Yes!
Can I recommend a book?
I'm gonna. Yeah.
I recommend reading after.
Yeah, that's
It'll
okay.
fill
I'm
all
alright
your
with that.
Okay, bye.